Hey everybody, by popular demand, here we are again, me and Debra Silverman for the monthly Astro Oracle Viewpoint or reading. Let's go, Debra, you start.
Well,
September.
it's such an interesting month because starting in July, we had all these planets entering all the astrologers are talking about this. Like Saturn entered Aries and Uranus entered Gemini and Neptune entered Aries. So it was this, but they're all this month going backwards. So
Aha.
we're in a dress, that was a dress rehearsal. So the last few, I'm going to say 3 months in the summer, here we are in 2025, we were
Yeah.
getting a glimpse of like a shift. It was scary. Like everything was changing super fast and everything was disorienting as far as politics. And Mercury was retrograde. It just left today. We're so happy. But there were so many clues. It was like there's so much change in the air, but they're all going back. Saturn's going back, Neptune's going back, Uranus is going back, Pluto doesn't, but they're all going back to where they were for
Uh-huh.
the next 4 or 5 months. So it was like we had a dress rehearsal. We all got into the theater. We dressed up in our little outfits. We played out this new movie. And then they were like, okay, go home. We're going to do the real show in next year in 2026. So whatever you were feeling, like disoriented or excited, it goes both ways. People are regulated by the change because there's so much change in the air. On the other hand, it's exciting because you're getting new places to live and you're changing relationships and you're getting new jobs. So that occurred. And right now, everything is retrograde. So it's wild. But here's who's retrograde. First of all, Saturn's going back into Pisces September 2nd. So your guys are watching this in September. It's going to go. And then, by the way, it enters Aries in February on Valentine's Day of 2026. We are now fully in that new cycle. But
Yeah.
this little window is a reprieve. So, first of all, Saturn, we're going to talk about this in details, but Saturn's going back into Pisces. Uranus, which entered Gemini in July, is going back to Taurus. So
Ah,
this was like, and we all felt the shift. And that was, let's see, it goes back to Taurus on November, but we're going to start to feel it all the way to February. And then Neptune had been in Aries since April, and it's going back into Pisces again until next year. So everything you felt, which was definitely inspiring and disorienting, is going to calm down now for a bit. And it's
mhm.
going to be business as usual. Like, oh, we were scared, things were all changing, and everything's disruptive. I wouldn't say business as usual. That's not the right line. It's
I know what
more
you mean.
like,
I think that people will understand. It's more of a calming. It's a more
exactly,
of a known factor as opposed to
exactly.
unknown, right? We feel
You got
somehow we know this, therefore we can feel a little bit more certain and less disruptive by everything because everything was quite disruptive, like you said. Either it was destabilizing
change.
or it was exciting. It was like whoa. Yeah.
And things have really moved. People have met people. There's been houses changing. Maybe your job changed. And now all of a sudden it's like, oh, that excitement has now settled back to your point, to some semblance of normal. In Mars is in Libra for this whole month of September. And it started in August through September. So all you Libras, you're getting some extra energy. We're going to talk about that when we go through each sign. Venus is in Leo for the first 3 weeks of September. So this is good for Colette. Like it's a super creative time for all you Leos during this month of September. And Mercury's in Virgo through September 19th. So there's some organization. This month in September is really detailed, creative, and getting a little calmer. I'm glad to tell you. But wait till I get here in the next year when we do this again in 20. Oh my goodness, it's like the winds of change return. And
Right.
this is the last, it's kind of like going back home. We just had this wonderful holiday, and now for the next 3 or 4 months, we get to go back home
Right, exactly, for a bit.
for a bit.
Yeah,
Don't
for a
get
bit.
fooled.
Don't get too
Yes.
comfortable. But
Yes.
remember what's important and also remember what you can say goodbye to and remember to be less attached. Right? It's an opportunity for us to go back home and acknowledge what we've been attached to so we can let them go. Would you say that's true?
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a very, very true. So you're going to recognize what was keeping you blocked because something is going to return to comfort and you're going to go, I don't like this.
Yeah.
So it's a real opportunity. This is a kind of like, it's nice to have a reprieve after you've just finished, like it's really the analogy of coming back home and saying,
Yeah.
oh, I feel so happy when I'm home.
Yeah.
And then the winds come back.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's good for us to be very aware of it. That why are we back home? We're not going back home to put our heads in the sand or go hide under a blanket, right? We're going back home so that we can become more aware of our surroundings. And also, I think that resilience that we need to foster, it's time to go to the gym.
Yes. Okay. Should
Yeah.
we begin?
Yes.
So let's start with Aries, our good friend Aries, Mark, all of our favorite Aries people out there. This has been a wonderful, I was saying in our last time, they were going through some challenges because Saturn entered Aries. Well, guess what? Saturn's going back into Pisces. So you're a little off the headlines. Like you're moving back to what was comfortable. And this is the good news. You are changing. There's no question that Aries are in a major change, whether it's moving, whether it's changing, whether it's you're feeling energetic. And that's because Uranus and Pluto, it sounds so funny. They're sextiling you. What does that mean?
I,
It means that there's fire and air in the sky because the Pluto and Uranus are in air signs, and Aries loves to have fire. When you do the billows on the fire, when you add air to the fire gets excited. So Aries, this is a great month for you. It's a fertile time, and by the end of September, Venus is in Libra opposite Aries. So it's just a strong change, movement, travel for Aries. It's been going on now for months. So you're in a positive. I'm excited to see the cards.
Yeah, so I decided this month we're using with the Enchanted Map Oracle card deck. That's the second or third deck that I created eons ago, but they're still very valid and they're very accurate. So, which was great because this is about the Wizard of Awareness and the Magic Stream. So for Aries, they're aware, right? They're very ownership. It's about knowing my energy, where it's going, but this is the movement. And the stream is always in constant motion. And there's a crane, which is really representative of what needs to die, but it's not saying anything needs to die right now because we're moving anyway. You're moving forward, right? So it's just they're observing in the place of the observer as we move forward. So this is also the gift this month gives the Aries personality is not only about I am moving, it's I am aware that I am moving.
Yeah, and it's so good for them because
Yeah,
they want to
very
feel like they're, and that's the, but I hope you guys got that. There's 4 planets that are all retrograde because everybody's going backwards. So Aries, they don't like going backwards.
good. No.
And by the way, mark this down, Aries, on September 7th is the full moon. And so you're going to feel this whole idea. I love that. They're moving, they're aware they're moving, they're not nervous
Yeah.
because so much change came. So
No.
just enjoy it. It's a wonderful era for Aries because they're in some momentum.
Mm. Oh yeah, I can see it in my husband too. He's writing a novel. He's in there Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 in his office writing, and it's so good. It took him 10 years to get here, and it's like, what?
That's what I mean. Yes, yes. And my son just got on an airplane and he just left his job of 3 years. And this is so Aries. They're in motion right now.
Motion, right? Perfect. So
That's
let's.
what you just said. Okay. So Taurus. So when the sun goes into, because we're going to be in Virgo during this month, the cool thing is Virgo and Taurus get along. So you're in a month, Tauruses, where you're being supported. It's called trine in astrology when there's 2 planets in the same element. So pay attention during the year. What month was really easy for you? Well, this is a Taurus month that's going to be really easy. Plus, I hope you all know this. This is for Colette. Jupiter's in Cancer. It happens once every 12 years. So Jupiter, again, like if you add the billows to the fire for Aries, they're getting fire and air adding to their energetic. For the earth people, for the Tauruses, they're having Jupiter in Cancer. If you add water to the earth feels like it's growing. So this is a wonderful month for Taurus. Mercury's in Virgo from the 3rd to the 18th. That supports you. Jupiter obviously is in Cancer. It's especially for later degrees, but all Cancers are feeling Jupiter on them. That means they can gain weight, but it also means that opportunities are coming to make you feel comfy because Taurus love being comfy. And it's a soft month for you. The only problem is until the end of September, Venus is squaring you. So that can feel already Taurus suffer from not feeling like they're good enough. They have a low self esteem. So even though you've got all the support, pay attention to, why am I feeling like I'm not that good? What's insecurity? Why is that showing up so strong? And you can change it with a thought. That's called awareness. That's why we're on this video. All you Tauruses, pay attention. September is your month. If you can manage, you're a little insecure because there's going to be a square going on. And that's just true. And all of you early degree Tauruses born April 20th to 22nd, we talked about this last month, you are really in a change cycle, which is not your favorite thing. But this is why those of you that are early Tauruses should go get a reading, should go get support, should go get some Reiki, because there's a lot of change in you, and Taurus doesn't like a lot of change. But the rest of you, this is the month September where you're being trined by the sun. So enjoy. Let's see what you
I
got.
love this. So to your point, the mountain card is an earthy obstacle, right? Or the obstacle relative to the earth, right? So which means it's not insurmountable, right? It's not insurmountable. You've been here before. You can go into the cave, walk out the other side, crawl over the top, walk around it. It's showing you there is a path, right, with the obstacle. So to your point, when you talked about insecurity in this case is the obstacle, right? But wide open is like, if you can see beyond the rock, because there you are at the top of the mountain, right? So for Tauruses, it's about the awareness of, I don't need to tell this story and I can go here because this is available to me. This perch right here with my arms open is available to me this month. So both things are true. What are you going to do with that? What are you going
Good
to
question.
It's really
Yeah,
fun
you're
to-
going you're going to manage Taurus. This is your month. It's a wonderful month for Taurus, except for that large lifting that you're built for. So don't complain about it.
Yeah, you
That's
don't
what
need to complain about it. It's a doing piece. And it's also about, you're thinking about the thinking. How are you thinking? Is your thinking continuous around this particular story about being less than or whatever? It's like, it doesn't need to be that. You can say, you know what, this is true. This comes up for me.
and
Also true. I can be wide open to opportunities that are there. I won't see them if all I'm doing is staring at the mountain. If I walk up the
right.
top, it's not actually that far.
That's right. So that's a really good instinct for Taurus, is to just take a little short walk, get outside, enjoy this beautiful fall is coming, and let yourself positively reinforce, I'm wide open.
Yeah, love it.
That's really the message for Taurus. Okay.
Okay.
And then the full moon on the 7th, Taurus, this is one of your cycles of real excitement because it's in earth and water. It's right up your alley. So enjoy that first week of September when the energy builds and you're wide open. Okay, here comes Gemini. Eh, this is not Virgo and Gemini don't get along. I believe that's not true. They square. There's a 90-degree angle because Virgo organizes everything and Gemini messes everything up. So they kind of conflict. So this month during September, that you're going to be squared, and it can make Geminis a little anxious. So what I would do, Gemini, is just get your list done now while you're watching this. Pull out your calendar, know the full moon's on the 7th. That's going to be very activating for you. And make a list, Gemini, and stick to it. It's not easy. The good news is, because Mars is in Libra for this whole month, that's a trine, Mars in Libra, Sun in Gemini, that's going to give you some get up and go. It's dynamic. It's either good or bad dynamic. You got to tell me. And then this is the very end of that Pluto and Uranus that they're going retrograde, but you're going to feel the support. So Geminis have been having a red light, green light experience this whole
Yeah.
summer because there's this energetic. Is that what you got for the cards?
Kind of, yeah.
I want to hear, and then I'm going to come
Okay.
back.
So we got education as the anchor card, which means this is a learning time for Gemini. Gemini loves
Your
learning.
favorite
You
thing.
love
Yes.
to learn. If you come at this like, oh, I'm being educated now, this is a great learning experience. It's not a bad one. It's not necessarily going to be negative or that challenging because it's all a matter of setting your intention at the beginning of the month.
That's what I
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, I know.
It's
And
so
the cards
perfect.
are reflecting back what you said, but also showing that this empowers the Gemini to step into the month with this awareness. So if I do this and I see it through that, then I'm going to actually have a way better experience. And the green light will be like, okay, now I can go. But when the red light comes, oh, I got night. I know what I could be doing right now over here. I could be doing this. So you have
There's
a
my list. I got
plan.
my list, so I know what to do.
Right?
Yes.
You have to have a
The
plan.
other thing is what I want to say is because Saturn's going back into Pisces, because Geminis have been freed for the last few months when it was in Aries. And on September 2nd until Valentine's Day, Saturn's coming to get you, Gemini. So it's going to be, it's almost like that list and the preparation of educating, like taking a Colette's class or my class. This is a great season, the fall for Gemini, to go to use to your point, to go study.
Yeah.
Like get your mind focused because when Saturn goes back into Pisces, especially for people that are born June 11th to the 18th, you guys are going to feel that Saturn squaring you, which simply means more discipline, more lists. Don't get your nerve endings uprooted.
Mhm.
And you know what I always tell Gemini? Do a 1 minute meditation during the day. Like if a Gemini can stop and put their hand on their heart and take a breath, that's going to regulate this next 6 months. I mean, it's almost 6 months from September to February.
Yep.
You're going to be squared again, like what was going on in the last 2 years. So you had a reprieve. You're one of the ones that's really going to feel the shift going backwards. And therefore, you're prepared. That's why you're here.
And it's not uncommon. That's the other thing. You're going to know it. It's like, oh, I know what this is. But
I've done it before.
I've done it before, so I can do it again. And I don't, this time it's not surprising to me. That's really important too. So the Gemini doesn't have to be like, boing, 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 boing. Go,
Because
I can
exactly, I love
focus
that,
over here.
and I'm in this circle, so I know what it feels like. I have been a little frustrated, and I've just been having to learn my worst word, patience.
Yeah.
So, and during the full moon on the 7th of September, it's going to really hit the Gemini. So don't misinterpret that. That's what she's saying. You've been here before.
Don't
And
miss.
what does that mean? Take the time to stop and study. Where's my divination cards? Where's my Colette Baron-Reid cards? Should I go take an astrology? What am I going to do with this mind that keeps on interrupting me?
Yeah. Very smart. Very smart. Now, Cancers.
This is like such a wonderful era. Cancers, you've got once every 12 years, Jupiter, the planet that's 100 times the size of Earth. It's the jovial giant. I call him the ho, 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 green. He's big and he's fat and he's very generous. And it's in Cancer. So it's giving you opportunities. But you know what happens when Cancer gets overstimulated, Colette? They
Yeah,
get nervous.
I do. I do. Yeah. And I've also got Venus and Gemini, so I'm going to be bouncing all over the place.
So that's where you rely on her divination cards, when you rely on getting some readings, astrology, where you rely on outer influences that say to you, what am I supposed to be learning? So that's a Gemini question. The good news is Mars is going into Libra until September 23rd. So, this is
Beginning of
Cancer.
Cancer.
I said Cancer. I meant to say Cancer. There's a difficult part as well. I think Cancer this month of September with Mars squaring you because it'll be in Libra, it's a real chance to do something you don't do well. Ask for help. So write it down, Cancers. If ever during this month you're feeling stressed, this is what Colette and I do. You call someone, you ask for help, you say, I'm feeling a little bit overstimulated because Jupiter, while it's wonderful, there's so many people in my circle. September, the kids are going back to school. I'm the mom. I'm taking care of everybody. Why don't you ask the husband for help? Ask the friend for help. Encourage someone else to drive them on September 20th when Jupiter's sitting on your head. So it's a funny month for Cancer, to your point, because Mars is squaring them, Jupiter's giving them this good feeling, and that mixed bag funny feeling is when you say, it's crazy. I'm so excited, but I feel nervous.
Yeah. So
So what?
I got follow the leader. I actually got three cards, one stuck together. So this one was stuck to it, which was Wizard of Awareness. But underneath that, because when I took the cards out, I don't know how they got stuck because they've been in a dry place, but I got slow and steady. So I'm going to read all three cards for Cancers. So, because I think this is the answer. But it really is. I am aware of where I am placing my attention. So the follow the leader is wherever your attention goes, energy flows. And if you're energetically bouncing off the walls or feeling nervous, everything's going to make you nervous, right? Then you're going to act nervous, so you're not going to get the help you need, da, 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 and then you're going to wonder, why can't I do all of this? But whereas, so the awareness is the observer, which is all about being neutral. It was different than when we talked about it with Aries, because in this case, where it's placed. And slow and steady is, you know what? Just slow down. Slow down, take a breath, ask for help, do what you need in order to get something done. And I say with this for Cancers this month in September is we all need to remember to live 24 hours at a time and not to over plan either, because that can also be overstimulating. Look how many great things there are. Look at Jupiter giving us all these presents. Look at all these things, right? It can be like, I'm overwhelmed. Instead, no, one thing at a time.
And you know what? If you could practice Cancer really honestly, asking for help during this month and saying to somebody out loud, I could use a little support. Like, is it the dishes? Is it taking care of the business? Is it making sure that you're feeling emotionally supported? It's not easy for Cancer to ask for help.
Oh, I can't. I have
So,
a hard time. Yeah.
but you can if you practice
I
it.
know.
And so,
I do practice it. As you know, we both call each other. We're like, okay.
yeah, and it helps so much when you talk to another person when you're a Cancer. They need contact. Okay, Leo, good news. For the first 3 weeks in September, Venus is in Leo. So this is a really wonderful time for you to celebrate yourself, what you love to do, or to buy art, or to be creative. And I've been watching Colette, like that Leoian energy that's been really activated lately this whole summer. There's a creative flair because Pluto's opposite you,
Yeah.
activating it. It's now being supported with Venus for the first 3 weeks. And those born July 22nd to the 4th, you've got Pluto opposite your sun. It's worth marking a mark. Oh, I'm in a radical change because that happens once in a lifetime for you early degree Cancers. And then the good news
Yeah.
is,
Early degree Leos.
sorry, I'm like backwards.
I know you go back.
Early degree I get slippery because I've got dyslexia, but I came right back. So the early degree Leos, Neptune's trining you until that real shift. So there's been so much creativity offered to Leo for this whole summer, and it's really continued. And you've got an exciting off this month because September isn't so exciting. It isn't as creative. That's wrong. September is quieter because during August, you were in so much creativity. Now you're relishing it. You're celebrating it. You're showing off. It's a wonderful Venus in Leo is the month for you to actually go spend some money on you, not the creative projects, but like, what do I want? It's your month.
Yeah, I love that.
Go Leo, go.
So,
Venus, Leo.
Spark is about creativity and being in love with life, etc. Right. So but Spirit of Place is about also being present to what is already. Right. So it means whatever you've accomplished, whatever you've created, whatever you've painted, in my case, whatever
Yes,
whatever you've
produced.
done, you've produced. Exactly. Now you're present and you're seeing the bounty in front of you instead of the need to keep on producing. But from
Yes.
this bounty, you will get more inspiration. So Spark is about inspiration, not necessarily about doing the inspiration, because
Yeah, that's what I mean.
this part
Exactly.
is rooted. It's not moving forward. This is rooted in it. And this is also when you own your creativity. You're owning it.
Yeah. So you could take this month and give yourself Leo in September a real chance to celebrate and indulge. I would say rather than create and move, just
Mhm.
enjoy and be like, I'm so happy. I love all this. I'm taking a
The
little bit of
beauty. Yeah, the
a
beauty.
beautiful, yeah,
We breathe
yes,
from the doing, and this is the appreciation time.
right. Here comes Virgo, and it's their birthday. The Mercury and the Sun are both going through Virgo. So, whenever it's your birthday month, I hope you all know this. It's an activation portal. It's where the energies get so strong because the sun is coming back to where it was when you were born. So, everyone's birthday month should be celebrated for a month, said the astrologer. And Virgo, you tend to be so conservative. And your job this month is to let yourself do your list, get your organization, and then celebrate. Call up a Leo because they're going to play with you. You've got Jupiter sextiling. Jupiter's in Cancer. Virgo's Earth. They complement, so that adds to a wonderful month for you. And those born early, September 23rd and 24th, you have a very interesting Uranus is squaring you all year, so you've been disrupted. Don't make a mistake like a Virgo and misinterpret something's wrong. It's just a radical entrance into a new part of you. So the early degree Virgos, you're in a change for this whole year. And I would say on your birthday, Virgos, it's really important for you to go spend money. It's not a natural thing for Virgo. I want to see the cards. It's not natural for Virgo to go spend money on themselves.
Well, this is very funny because this represents these two cards together are very interesting because you've got rock bottom. Now you see how the way you did things is not where you're going anymore, right? So that's that, but it's not bad. I mean, there's living things above
A
and below.
whole nother,
It's a
right.
whole other thing, right? Because here we're making a choice. Now these both are good, right? So one is just, they're both magical. You just have to make one. And one could be that I'm spending money on whatever. And the other one is, well, I could also be spending money on myself. And I could be, the doors lead to
Yes.
the same place. It's that I can't stay here anymore in self.
Yes, Virgo. It's so great.
Yeah, I have
That's
to
what this
move.
isn't that what a birthday month is? To
Yeah,
make a decision to move? Like, here's my new upcoming year,
yeah,
start future pacing, start
yeah.
spending yourself permission to. That's a really cool Virgo.
Permission
It's a wonderful
to,
month.
yeah, permission to move forward and step into the magic. No matter what you choose, that's being offered to you right now. But you can't stay where you are.
Yes, and that's why the sun returning every time we have a birthday month, the energy increases to give us voltage to change, to
Yeah.
make the next year start. Okay, Libra. So remember I said Mars was going into Libra for this whole month? Mars is the classical planet in astrology of accident prone, anger, making things get a little confused. So be conscientious that your physical energy is going to increase. You're going to feel yourself motivated. And Libras don't like to get angry. So they take their frustration and they go into that subtle thing called passive aggressive. Pay
Mhm.
attention during this month. This is your month. It's for you to get up and go, make some decisions, Libra's worst thing. And you're going to get squared that Jupiter in Cancer, here we go again. What is a square? It's when two planets don't remember when Gemini squared Virgo because Gemini's all messy and Virgo's all neat. Well, the square between Cancer and um and Libra is that Libra's all about the harmony at all cost, and Cancer's like, I just want to stay home. I don't want this is so you have this, you're going to feel this.
I
So
have
Mars is going to,
Libra
yes,
rising, yeah, Cancer.
you're Libra rising Cancer, and that's what you learn in astrology. The conflicted energies can serve. And how does Cancer and Libra get along with that square? They become really self-aware about their desire to help the other with choice rather than victim or sacrifice or
Mhm,
compromise. So
mhm.
you're going to have it. This is the relief is by the third week in September when Mars gets out of Libra. So the first 3 weeks, Libra, just pay attention. You're probably a little bit more edgy. Maybe you're more energized. Mars is there. You've got support because we've got a lovely sky that's going to give you energy.
Mhm.
That's what Mars does. Just be conscientious that you can be passive aggressive or you can be straight and make a decision finally. I want to
Mhm.
hear the cards.
Yeah, well, they're actually beautiful. So we've got the sacred pool, which is about self-reflection, right? So to be self-aware, right? So that means also, what am I making this mean? What does this mean? What am I making it mean? What else could it mean? It's this meaning making, right? This month. And again, it's inspiring. So it is a month. Sometimes tension brings inspiration too, right? So
That's exactly right.
right, so spark is the card of inspiration and coming from under self understanding and self awareness and also understanding others, so because that's what Libra's about too. So there's a lot of, I think, unusual epiphanies that could come to Libras this month as well, where it'll reflect you and you realizing, oh, I see what I made that mean, but it didn't really mean that. It's about
Exactly.
me, right? So it's coming back. I think it's great as long as, like you said, watching your temperature, your emotional temperature too. I think because you may actually think something is threatening or when it isn't at all. It's really,
That's right.
yeah,
I call it MSU, making shit up. Libras have a tendency to project because they so want harmony
yeah,
that they abandon themselves and they make up a story. So this is a great, when Mars goes, this only happens once every 2 years. Mars enters Libra, gives you energy to either be decisive and clear
yeah,
and really get the message and don't make up stories,
yeah.
or you're all confused and you're captured by your indecisiveness. And here we go again.
Or
Your
the
call.
story, or the it's not even making up the story, it's like understanding the story that you did make up. Do you know what I mean? And asking for the truth, right? I think that's also part of this as well too, is understanding that you've made a story,
Yes.
you know.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point of Mars, is activates you to make a decision to say, I'm now clear.
I'm
I
not.
made a decision. I'm clear. I figured out all that noise and now I'm in my truth.
Yeah, love it. Okay, next.
Okay, Scorpio. So on September 23rd, when Mars leaves Libra, it's going to go into Scorpio. And people born with the first 5 degrees of Scorpio, the first, like, if you're early degree Scorpio, just the beginning of the month, that is going to be on your sun. So that's to be aware, Scorpio, at the end of September, when Mars goes into Scorpio, that is definitely energetic. The good news is the whole summer, Jupiter is in Cancer. You are a Scorpio. They match elements. That's called a trine. Water and water get along great together. So you're in the nurturing mode. Your business is flourishing. You're feeling so at home. You're so excited, and you're going to get shit done. And by the end of this month, when Mars enters Scorpio, you're going to be like, wow, this has been the most productive summer. I've been telling you, Scorpios are having a really productive, slow but steady. I'm curious what they are.
Okay, this is funny. So we got cleaning house. So you can see, and then we also got the mountain card. So it's like I've gotten through, in this case, it's like I've done so much. I have cleaned my entire house. I've rebuilt the backyard. I put a shed out. I've done, right. It's like at the end of September going into October, you're looking back going, how the hell did I do all that? So it's really very much an accomplishment of some, also too, going in thinking, how is this going to get done? And then you just do it. And at the end of it, you realize, like, how did I do that? That was amazing. Right. So this is,
And it's been going on. They've been slowly but surely producing results,
yeah,
but this is definitely, and then of course their birthday's coming up. So
yeah,
it's starting in September, but in October you're gonna feel like, wow,
yeah. Wow.
all that
Look what I
finally happened.
did. It's good.
Yes. Okay. So Sag, this is a square season. Here we go again. Why does it square? Because Virgo wants to clean and organize, and Sag is, can we go out of the house? I hate cleaning and organize. It's so boring. So you're in a bit of a difficult. This is a Sagittarius thing. The good news is we know that air and fire get along. Mars is in Libra. You add air to the Sagittarius fire, the fire gets bigger. So you may be feeling a little bit of that frustration. Venus is in Leo. We talked about that. That supports you for the first 3 weeks of September. And those born early, September 23rd to 24th, you have that Uranian strong energy coming towards you. So that's it's almost like when there's tension, and you know how to use the tension, Sagittarius, because you've got a long view. That's your gift, always planning. This is a great month to use even the tension to say, okay, I'm going to do this now. And because Saturn is going to be squaring you, this is one of the people that's being affected by these next 6 months. You really want to take advantage of September. Like, I have to get myself in focus, and I'm going to use the square energy, and I am really ready. And of course, Sag is always ready to have fun. When Venus is in Leo, it's a creative, fun energy while you're aware that you've got ants in your pants. What do you have?
This one also had 3 cards, so I thought I will read them, So I thought, oh, should we just take the 2? But one kept sticking, so I'm going, okay, you want to be told. So here's what was interesting: One Ring Circus. So I'm going to show them all to you first. One Ring Circus coming to life and ride the wave. So the One Ring Circus is all about, I'm not waiting for anybody to come. I know what I want. I'm going to do it. I'm just doing it. Right. So this is a doing, but it's also like the higher truth. I know what it is what I'm going to go play because I'm going to ride this wave. Right. So I'm going to do that. But the tension is, you see, this is not ready yet. Coming to life doesn't mean as I came to life, right? So coming to life is still in process. The Sagittarius needs to know they're still in between.
That's right.
What was and what will be. So, it kind of,
it's a push-pull.
It's a push-pull this month, but it's still, again, really great. Realizing that you have what it takes this month too. You do. You have what it takes. you know what you want, and you have to remember that it's not going to be all done.
It's cooking.
It's
Yeah.
cooking. Yeah.
Especially if you're born December 13th to 20th, that Saturn going backwards into Pisces is going to affect you for the next 4 months. So that's your point. Like you can feel your creativity and then there's a pause in Sag. Don't
Yeah.
mistake a pause for something's wrong.
No, it's not. That's the thing too. When you see coming to life, she's still in the, part of her is still rock hard, right? So it's like, wait a sec. There's nothing wrong with this. There is nothing wrong with taking a minute to like allow yourself to be chiseled free, right? Like it
Yes.
doesn't mean anything. And also when the dolphins are swimming in the ride the wave, you're riding it for a minute, then you're going below. There's movement that's ebb flow, up, down, right? So just know that there's
And
organic.
every Sag, yes, every Sag should know the organic flow is really what we're here to learn. And Sag doesn't like the organic flow because they want it to happen now. They want it to happen now, and they're all excited. And they're all excited. They're all excited. Yeah, I love Sag for that reason. Okay, Capricorn. So Capricorn, this is your month because it's a trine. Virgo loves to be with Earth people. So Tauruses and Capricorns, this is your month. Mercury is trining the sun. The sun is trining your sun. It's a grounded time. It's actually the fall. You love taking things out for the kids. You love getting the garage all cleaned out. This is Virgo's month for you to go do the Capricorn loves this. Now, there is a square. You are being squared by both the Cancer and the Libra are squaring Capricorn. So it's almost like you're being supported. It's another one of those mixed bags. You're being supported by the earth energy. There's all your list. You're feeling really strong because you're Virgo supporting Capricorn. And then there's this little dance going, am I taking care of the kids as well? Am I emotionally available? Am I paying attention to my relationship? This is what Capricorns forget to do, but not during this month because you've got a lot of activities saying to you, pay attention. Because when there's that much squares, it's a good thing for Capricorn to ask, how's my emotional body?
Yeah.
How's my relationships? And then supported by all the productivity.
I love it. I love it. So we have cleaning house again.
That's so Capricorn. Oh my God.
But we also have it with come together, which is the relational aspect of this particular deck, right? Who are my people? Am I paying attention to them? Have I nurtured them, or have I just gone off and done something and done it over and over and over again just to do? So I think this is, now you said Cancer's opposite Capricorn, but there's a square. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
So
it's opposite. Yeah, there's a big square.
there's a square. So I'm learning as we go,
Because
right?
there's two, because think of it, squares or T squares, two planets opposite. And then
And
the
then
third one's 90 degrees to both.
So this is why this is important. Isn't that interesting? Even how it looks, right? So it's
Oh, yes. It looks like
right.
it's crossed.
Yeah. So there's the two looking up, and so if you look at that, it's like what grounds me in, and how do I participate in that, right? Which is the relational thing. Who are the people? What have I forgotten?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So these are
So if you have a husband who's a Capricorn, you're going to say to him for this month, can we go on a date? Like, can you pay attention? Can you just pay attention to the kids? And that tension of the T square, that what we call T square, motivates us to take action, especially when a woman secretly whispers to the man, can you help the kids this weekend? Can you just come out with me? That will be the advantage of the Capricorn using this beautiful energy because they listened.
Exactly. I love that. Let's look at Aquarius.
So anyone born from January 20th to 22nd, you have Pluto on your sun. It happens once in a lifetime. If you don't know how to look at your chart or understand what it is that's calling your name because it's abstract, Pluto's so dark and so far away, then you have to seek counsel. But you are definitely, don't mistake that you're like uncomfortable, big changes, but it's subtle, which is not Aquarius's favorite thing. The good news is you have Uranus, which is in Gemini, trining Aquarius. So you've been very thought provocative, like thinking, reading, writing, doing your creativity. Aquarius loves creating. And because Mars went into Libra for the first 3 weeks of September, there's a trine. So not only is Uranus trining, but so it looks like a big, giant, grand trine. Aquarians, you are in your creative mode. You need to write, read, research, do your podcast, keep your mind going because this is your month. It's really a great time that you're being supported by the stars. And I would suggest you come study astrology, because what does Aquarius love more than using their mind to understand how weird they are?
I just love that. So we have magical map shifter, and who knows, maybe Deborah is your magical map shifter since your school starts in September, right?
Yes, it does.
Right?
September,
Yeah,
mid-September. Yeah.
this month. I know, and my mastermind starts in October, but we go September 15th. So, but magical map shifter. So Aquarius, make sure you pay attention to the people that step into your life, because they could lead you. Maybe something you've heard today by somebody, or somebody says something to you. They've shown me where to go, right? So pay attention. And the second thing, again, ride the waves. So this is another wave time, or you will be drawn to the right thing without too much effort, is what this is saying.
Yes.
It's going to show up for you. It'll be like something like water. Oh, there's that person I needed to meet. And it's going to be very synchronistic.
Especially during September.
Yeah,
this is the month of synchronicity for you, because once it all goes backwards, Aquarius, you're not going to get all the support from Uranus and from Mars. And so take advantage of who are the people, the way showers, that you can activate your research, your learning, your studying. This is the month to make the decision.
I love it. Yeah, very much so. Last but not least.
Okay, so remember I said Saturn's going backwards, and it's going to start for the next 6 months, 5 months. Pisces, I know you're going to hate this because you've been feeling so much freer. You've been feeling for the last 4 months, when Saturn went into Aries, you were like, wow, I'm not feeling the pressure. Well, it's coming back. Now, that's not bad, because this is what Colette said. When there's the third retrograde, because it always retrogrades, I don't know if you know this in astrology, Saturn goes back 3 times over the same degree. And this is the third passing. So this is the chance for you to take advantage from, I'm going to say, for the next 4 months, when Saturn leaves, Saturn's going to leave Aries and go back into Pisces. Now's your chance to say, what didn't I learn? Like, let's review and let me start taking responsibility again. It may not have been fun the first or the second time round, but now you've got the chance to go, I got this. I learned my lessons, because you're being supported with Jupiter. Jupiter is in Cancer, trining you. Jupiter's water, Pisces is water. There's real support going on for you. So it may feel like you can smell a familiar scent. Oh God, not this again. This is the problem we were dealing with last year. Well, this is your chance to get it right. I'm so interested to see what the cards are.
So this is the first time we've got an upside down card. So we've got making a choice, and we upside down, and we've got the talisman. So this is what can happen to a Pisces when they're unable to make a choice, right? It's like frozen in their boots, or like, wait, I want to escape, right? This is like this.
That's right.
Again? So you may have a feeling of, I need to run away for a minute this month. But this is, no, I have a little dragon on my shoulder, and I have this magic ball that I learned from being here before. So I actually have something that I am already taking with me, as I can move forward, knowing that I understand this terrain already. I do understand this. And after I get over the initial, like, why am I not feeling so great at first, you are able to adeptly, and you'll be so proud of yourself, because, October, November, actually after the 4 months, really, but it'll start becoming easier as you start to recognize the terrain, and that you will have mastery over it.
I would say to do that during the full moon, because it'll be your full moon, the big fat full moon's in Pisces, September 7th. Use that date as an energetic commitment that I'm going to learn my lesson. Like, that's the final stamp, that this full moon is in Pisces, and this exercise of returning to old things. But this time you're prepared. We listened to Debra and Colette, so now you're feeling more comfortable. And then the big trick for you, Pisces, is don't complain. Like, even though you're going backwards, so to speak, or you're reviewing or revisiting an old story, this time you're going to do it with, I got this, because it's almost over.
Yeah,
when the next year.
The talisman card says that, I got this. I've already done this. I don't need to complain. I've already actually, this is my opportunity now to be that new person that I've become as a result of having seen these things before.
And isn't that the whole thing about lessons down here?
Yeah.
Like, even though they're difficult, if you get them over and over again and you go, oh, this time I'm loving you. We are both, I'm loving aging. I find it so comforting that I don't get rattled. Now that's what Pisces is being invited to during this next era, because you're going to be revisiting Saturn. It's going to hit you on the head for the final stay. And especially if you're a late degree Pisces. But this time you're going to go, oh, no, 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 no. Yeah, I got this. I'm flowing. I'm a
And
dolphin.
this is what's so great about astrology and divination when we blend them together, we put stars and cards together, which Deborah and I are going to have by the way, an event next year in person, probably in Boulder. Yes, we are. And about stars and cards. When you understand how these two things work together, you have a map. You're not feeling your feelings and wondering what's wrong. You have a map. You know what to do. You have instructions, right? These are on the spot instructions, and there's a map of the stars. It says, okay, I get that this is there. This is the opportunity. This is what I can navigate now. This is what I can do with this information day by day. And
I don't know what I would do without it.
me too. I don't know what I would do
Like,
without.
how do you navigate this world without the stars? It's such a great question. Without the cards, without the witches, without the priestesses, without the wisdom keepers.
Yeah.
This place is crazy. Have you noticed? I mean, it's such a. I was hanging out at Esalen this weekend, and the teacher, who's this really well-developed Buddhist who has spent 20 years in Tibet working with, his whole thing was, it makes no sense. I love that so much. So if you release yourself to it makes no sense, why would you not consult the
Something.
symbol?
Yeah.
He's so about the symbology, the archetypes, using them as information. They inform. You pull the card, you listen to this, and you go, oh, September, Mars is in Libra. If I'm a Libra, I'm going to be careful. Oh, September, there's a full moon on the 7th. I'm going to watch my energy build up to that full moon. It's the first week. As soon as you guys watch this, put a big marker on your calendar.
And I think the other thing too, that to really, really keep in mind, everybody, is that we don't have to be passive, that where we think life is happening at us or to us, even though at times we look out and see the suffering of the world and whatever, and we feel so powerless. But if we're watching and we're not in the middle of that, we are not powerless. We have a smaller world we can participate in, do our best in, do good things in, and it will end up helping others. But we have to remember, we can be empowered to make choices and make decisions. We are not lost in space. None of us are.
That's so beautiful. If you just remember that you chose this, that's really the highest road. Is you have to lie at first. I had to lie, and you have to say to yourself over and over again, I look at my hair. It's so cute. I chose this lifetime with exactly what I have. I call it falling in love with your fate. It's a song I made up. You want me to sing it? Falling in love with your fate, falling in love with your fate, falling, 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 falling in love with your fate. Like, once you own, this is the gift of the
Yeah.
priestess. Once you say, and it's not natural, because it seems like we should be a victim. It
Yeah,
seems like everything's happening.
yes.
The minute you fall in love with your fate, and you can sing that song all day long.
And you know what? What's great about that song too is that because it is a sing along, but if we fall in love with our fate, we know that this is the map we were given. Now let's do something with it, as opposed to like, oh my God, it's happening at me. I'm this victim all the time, and I'm so powerless, and I have to, and I'll let the algorithm tell me my life and what should I be looking at and how should I be feeling? What should I be buying? What should I be, right? It's like, be sovereign, have agency. And that's what Deborah and I are showing you in our goofy, fun way.
I
Get
love it so much.
online and fall in love with your fate, falling in love with your fate, falling in love with your fate. La la.
She does it so much better than I do it. But
know.
you guys sing the song. Give yourself back. This is what we've learned as elders, because we are headed towards
Elders.
70. Did I say that out
Oh
loud?
my God, I know we're 70 to be 70.
And the point of that story is I want to just say this out loud. It took me so many years to relax.
Yeah.
I was not only was I a victim, but I was nervous. I was going to miss the boat. I was in the wrong life. I didn't get it right. I couldn't believe how much pressure. You know what's so funny, Colette? I was at Esalen. Colette and I went to Esalen like.
Oh my God, it was in 2000 and I wasn't even.
It was before 9/11.
No, it was in 1990 something because yes, it was in 2 years later because Trisha came with us and she was still
That's
alive.
right.
So this was not even 2000. It was 1998 or 99.
That's right. That's right. And what I realized this time going back, because I thought of you, we sat in a circle and we were teaching. And at that point, I was super young. And I referenced the relativity of from there to here, like how much has changed on my insides.
Yeah.
Like before it was just a nerve-wracking experience to be a teacher or to be an astrologer. Was I good enough? All those questions that you're listening to your own internal dialogue, I'm telling you guys right now, you can
I was
change the
30.
story.
I was 32. My mother had died. 31. I was 31. My mother had just died. So I'm 67. So whatever that is, 33. Yeah, whatever. It was a long time ago.
And the truth is, look at us now.
Yeah.
So I want to say that to all the younger people or the older people, as you fall in love with your fate and you realize it's so wonderful being towards the end of the story, the third act, because now
Oh,
I'm like, this is so beautiful. And
yeah.
I'm so relaxed and I go with the flow and I know when to stop
And we
and I
know
know how
what
to meditate.
and we also know what we can and cannot do. Like we cannot be all things to all people. And I think that's the other thing. Everything seems so surmountable when the ego gets involved and thinks, I must be the one to make the noise, to make this happen. And then you realize I'm just yelling into a big vacuum. And instead, instead it's like, okay, this is what I can do. This little thing right here, I can do this. And I'll be
And
really
so,
happy.
yes.
Yeah. And I
And
get to
so for you Aries, for Libras, for Scorpios right now, for Taurus, this is a permission slip for you this month to
yeah.
take the responsibility back and choose it. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's what you were saying. Choosing your life.
Seeing it. Mm-hmm.
It's pretending to start with. It didn't feel natural to me because I was like, what happened? My husband died and all these things were going on for me and my financial. And then I realized as the years went by, all of that was just, I mean, it's so fun to say. That was just all teachings that I'd signed up for.
Yeah, my parents losing everything, on me being poor as a church mouse and being an addict and an alcoholic and ending up in AA. And I'm like, I don't want to live like that anymore. I mean, I remember literally seeing myself as a lump of clay and thought, okay, I got a second chance. I'm going to make something of myself. Nobody did it for me, right? It's like I did it with others, but it was me and God, right? And me and right. And that's
I
it. We have
love
to
it.
remember our spiritual connection is crucial and fundamental right now. It's
And you
not
can start it
money, property, and
today.
yeah.
It's not money,
All right,
property
you
in
got to
the
go.
outer. It's not money, property in the outer world, you guys. It's an
No,
inside job where you listen to your stars, you pull a card, you consult the invisible world, and all of a sudden you're like, I think I have someone supporting me in the weirdest way. And that's what
and I
changes
can do
everything.
something. And I
And
can do
I can
something
do
of
with me and my angels. We're such a
me
team.
and my angels. That's right. And we can do something good today, even if it's one tiny thing, and then it'll be worth living. Bye, everybody. We love you. See you next month.